Shunmi with the drone, just looking over Pylon at this moment. So, gonna be a bit of a fight going on in towards their side. So, the zone is actually gonna pull in towards more south more than anything here. So, I think the circle that I've seen most often in APAC North was around Devastated Coasts, especially that team who actually holds that singular building that is on top of everything. Usually does get the win. I think 2 out of the 3 times that a team actually held out that top platform. Actually, they did get a very easy dub, but speaking of the top platform, Sangjun already out of commission, but not yet dead all the way, so maybe they can get a quick res going here. But the scan maybe is not going to allow it at all. Reject would be getting chased into absolute hell here. Obli has to be careful. Going to have to do a bit of evasive maneuvers to try and avoid death in this lobby. But the problem is they're going to run into a whole another squad. So, yeah, Reject going to have to be careful. Possibly leaving Sangjun behind, actually. So that is going to be quite the problem here for the side of Reject Quinity. And it's not just that, there is another squad actually pulling up to the plate, but Obli, actually Karanti did get a kill here on Matutash. Can they get the finish though? Yes, they can. So that is at least 1 kill point for the side of Reject Quinity to start things off, but Sangjun, already him missing from this entire spot. So Reject Quinity gonna have to possibly play it with a duo, but he's been living for a while here, and Obli, not even a blink of hesitation from their side. Look to roll on in, and meanwhile we do check out Sangjun here. He's already losing vision. Great shots here off of the balloon, but can they get the finish? Oh, but they... Oh, that guy's probably on life support. 1 HP. And Sudatakin... Sudatakin. Reignite, possibly can lose one of the members here. Great shots, though. Does not get the finish on Karanpi. Unfortunately, Karanpi just walking around this POI like it is his land. And Sudatakin gonna lose his life. Reignite is without a caustic here. And I cannot believe Reject still collecting these kills despite only being a duo. And it's been a pretty impressive performance from them so far, and they're still continuing to show it despite being a Sangjun-less team. So it's pretty impressive from them so far, but we're going to take a look at Pulverex, who's also trying to play a bit of catch-up in this game. Going to try to fly on by. They do land safely here, but they do want to avoid launch as much as possible here. But already some shots being taken here from the side of the Satoshi Sparks. Triple take on one of the members. 30-30 and a Peacekeeper for Meltzer, and I think they're trying to avoid the EMP actually from popping. Oh, but Schnick does see the respawn beacon outside, but I think that is just to block them in by the doors. Maybe possibly give the Satoshi Sparks additional cover here. But it's going to be a bit of trouble in paradise here. In towards the backside. Pulverex already near the cannon. Here if you need it. But still, Fennel, bit of hesitation to go out of their way. But still, yeah, everyone's just taking their sweet time. Zone is not yet closed, so it's not yet time to pull the trigger just yet. That is for sure. So what is the rotation gonna look like here? This is actually gonna be very interesting. So Echo HQ already filled with a whole lot of teams here. Crazy Raccoon is also on towards the beach side. Soleil Gaming occupying the 3-prong building. But yep, it's just going to be pretty much everyone chilling. It's actually Pulverex starting to look in towards the horizon here. Maybe is going to be able to find their way into Pylon and or Coastal Camp, but going to be a difficult rotation, that is for sure, with the amount of squad still inside. But speaking of inside of Jurassic, already some shots already being flown here from the side of Fnatic. They already got some damage down, but they only got 1 KP so far. SBI already losing army in the process, so that means they won't have the information from the Bloodhound. Mikey just got absolutely beamed. And I think, knowing Fnatic, they're going to pull the trigger immediately. 1 crack, and that is all she wrote possibly for the side of SBI. Great shot on the Mastiff. Good movement, but it's not going to be enough to take down Lyca's. Mikey going to eat the dirt, and oh my god! The Havoc is absolutely shredding for Lyca's here. Yuka F going to try to see if he can gain some loot from the outside of zone, but Jurassic is slowly being eaten by the zone now. But it is only round 2 closing, so they can live a bit here. I bet they have plenty of red mans thanks to the kills that they do have, but they're still in close proximity to the zone. So Lyca's just trying to climb on defense a bit, trying to get a bit of an overlook in towards what is in front of them. Oh, but reject. What did he? Sangjoon's back? How did they get Sangjun back? That's actually impressive. Oh my word, Zero. They don't have any supports on their team. So I guess they just possibly ran for the beacon and went for the hero save. And Sangjun being back in the game is so important here for the side of Reject, because that's going to allow them to rotate a bit safer now with the Bangalore smokes. Especially going into the round 3 circle. Circle is a bit more field. Some mountain, more field. 1 egg also inside of it. And I think cover is not going to be a plenty, that is for sure. But most of the teams have found themselves in Echo HQ at the moment. Teaming, crawling with squads already, just holding their respective angles. And look at this. It's possibly 4, 5, 6 squads already in the same general area. It's possibly going to be a poke-off here in Echo HQ, or it's going to be the APAC North Classic, where we wait for the very last circle and all hell breaks loose. But Fnatic already got themselves a spot in the cave. But Diaz, okay, they're going to opt in for the fight here, but Boof, 1 shot to the dome, and he is going to be staved off from that fight. Gonna have to pop that battery, and Maker looking over this entire fight. Gonna have to be careful about this one, that is for sure. As Fnatic is now possibly going to occupy the egg. But Fennel, we're going to take it to them. They do have the other side of the bridge to be safe from that Rolling Thunder. So yep, they're going to be fine for now. But speaking of fine, Soleil Gaming, oh, going to get jumped on by Nebula. HAO eliminated in the process in the background, but Nebula Esports doing absolute damage on the team on the low ground. But they're still worried about what is across and not what's under them. Crazy Raku starting to pile on some damage as well, as we do see Soleil, who dropped earlier. Now the KP goes in towards the side of North Eption. Oh, and Reject. Oh, in a rough spot once again. They do got some points on the board. 3 KP for their side, but luck can only get you so far here for the side of Reject. It's been quite the godlike first 2 games from their side, but I think it is going to be a bit of a struggle to get back into the zone. But Sangjun going to get scanned, and I think that's going to be an instant reaction from the team. Double Arc Star, Skynade, and Sangjun wall jump into his death, unfortunately, and Fennel gonna get that kill. Very fast reaction from that scan on Kurihara. And the Satoshi Sparks actually Pin on the highest point of this zone. And Fnatic is eliminated as well, so another finish outside of the top 10. And Diaz gonna have to pop some cells, gonna have to pop some bats. It's gonna be a bit of trouble here. Oh, the grenades. Nice arcs. Is that gonna be enough to zone them out though? Baker trying to use the increase flying, but he's gonna be taken down. Oh no, the Valkyrie is out of the question here for Diaz. And despite a really good kill here on Fnatic, it's actually Doskoi Impact taking advantage of it. The two Arc Stars are not gonna affect their spot at all. They're still pretty far from the round 4 circle. Gonna be a bit of trouble trying to get back into this one, as Meteor is also kind of watching over the beach. But once again, most of the teams, it's just inside of Coastal here. And literally, it is the coast for our circle. Fennel starting to move on in. To move, no one wants to act. And Yudu with the amped up Sentinel, actually. I did hear a crack earlier, so X-Size now starting to farm some damage. And the zone is going to start to close, so this is the opportunity for some of the teams to collect some KP. Nice shots, though, as the push is going to happen. Overton in the background. Going to get the nade here on Miltage. Wolverex, okay. Good on them for surviving so far in the game. But they need to go deeper here. Umi-chan already popped that build-down ultimate, so they're not going to have it going into round number 5, where the circle is water and beach. And that's it. That is pretty much it. Coastal Camp is literally the coast at this very moment. But who is going to predict this last circle? But meanwhile, we're going to take it on to Fennel. Pinoter is going to be the first one down. Good shots from Hammer Drill so far. Fennel already losing a member here, but there's someone looking over the hedge on their backside. Great shots from Momon, so they can survive as much as possible. Diaz is going to be eliminated, but Pinpin with the charge rifle is going to take down Yudu. And I think he's still on top of that tower. But Pinoter, gonna get a bit of help from this Fuji Sparks here. Momon gonna have to avoid his own swarm. But it is actually gonna be Melzera taking down Pinoter. The scan is gonna go through, but Wolverine is not afford to go for this push just yet. But the double nade, Fennel is getting absolutely pelted, but it is a duo versus a duo at this very moment. But Fennel doesn't just have to worry about one team, they have to worry about X-Ties as well. Kinatrope, meanwhile, gonna start to launch that black hole. Alpha now starting to move on this rock, so there is going to be some rocks to be playable here. There is also the egg and some of the spikes in the beach, so they do have technically the best spot in the zone at this very moment. I think they're one of the two teams that is actually occupying the wonders at the moment. It's them. NKN, Kinatrope. Fennel is now eliminated. Riddle Order. Oh, the Gibby doing absolute damage. Nebula Esports is going to be out. And the safety of the bubble, they barely take any damage from the ultimates that has been tossed. And look at this overload. They can see absolutely everyone. Crazy Raccoon is right under them. The 30-30 is going to start to shred. Saku can just arc them out of position. Can they get the finish in time, though? Yes, they can. Saku is going to take down one of the members of the Suzuki Sparks, and that is going to be the end of the SS squad. And Crazy Raccoon still on the underside.
Let's go here.
Yukio playing it careful. They have to pull the trigger at the right time. Northeption, they do have this huge hunk of scrap metal in the middle of everything. For the sake of cover, Yukio still with the overlook. Crazy Raccoon's going to be eliminated, and Riddle Order is absolutely farming this entire lobby. However, that spot is going to be eaten by the zone in an instant, so I think Northeption, they just have to play cover at this very moment. Kinatrope in the same spot as well, but here comes round number 6. And it is going to pull possibly in towards the side of Northeption, actually. So I think Riddle is going to have to move first here. They start poking the Kinatrope side. However, this is the opportunity now for the side of Northeption to possibly get a dub with the third party. But Riddle, you don't want to overcommit here. You don't want to lose too much health. But here comes the Rolling Thunder. Here comes the shots. Great shots from Melzera, and they do got the swaps from the prior team that just died here. And Needle they decide to peek out in the open. And one Tappy, the only one left alive for his squad. Oh, does get one down, and they actually grieve Riddle Order. And now it's time for Northception to possibly seal the deal. But what is with the hesitation? It's only a duo. You're gonna have to push forward. Yuka Pero, 1 HP. Can this be a clutch? Oh my word, the Gibby, the shotgun, the bubble fight. Titan's gonna go down. Razy gonna get Saku. Oh, that's 2 down. Yuka Pero, the only one left alive. Riddle Order. Oh, they done it. No freaking way. Riddle Order with a win of a lifetime on that 2v3. And Northception, despite the third party, it's gonna be Riddle Order coming out first.
We have our Apex champions.
Hello and welcome back to the ALGS APAC North Regional Finals. Game number 4 is upon us, and we just witnessed a absolute banger of a game number 3 with Riddle Order collecting their first dub of the day. Northeption could have easily gotten it, but unfortunately, you cannot hesitate. You cannot hesitate in the regional finals, because once you do, stuff like that can happen. So hopefully we don't see any hesitations from any of the teams here, and we're gonna take a look back at the maps. Of course, we are gonna have one more game of Storm Point, and we are gonna go back to good old World's Edge for game number 5. And I think if I am not mistaken, not gonna lie, Reject Winity, I think they've already made it to match point. So yeah, if they do get a win in this game number 4, they are gonna be possibly, or not possibly, they are sealed off for that first place, and the rest of the teams have to play out the remaining 6 games, of course, in order to, in order to get some points, in order to fill out the rest of the leaderboard here, and we are gonna know who is gonna be placing first or second to 8th. So interesting implications that we have in the regional finals so far, as yeah, Reject Winity, I think it's going to be a lesser priority of them getting the fights underway. Now it is going to be them trying to look for the dub as fast as possible. And the biggest surprise, actually, from what we saw at game number 4 was HAO randomly contesting a Lightning Rod despite already having Stormcatcher, and I think that kind of caught Yoko Kari by surprise here, because yeah, I mean, just like we see in the graphic at the moment, they are in Stormcatcher, but I think they tried to go for a early kill on Yoko Kari in order to secure that Trident, because they didn't really commit too hard to the fight other than that one kill. But then yeah, Yoko Kari was just in a world of hurt by the time that the round 1 circle finally set on in. And Northeption was also in the same general area, so
Let's land here.
definitely have to be careful if you are that Yoko Kari squad. And now back into game number 4 we go. And so far, the observations here for most of the teams, I think, just like we said, Fnatic has been kind of all over the place in this game. Reject has been pretty consistent in getting those top finishes, and the exception of game 3, I think they kind of got eliminated early, but all they had to do was get match point. Riddle Order hanging around a Jurassic, and yeah, so just some pretty good rotations, despite Kinotrope actually having that spot. Then the Stussy Sparks was there pretty early, considering they actually dropped here on towards Coastal Camp, and the zone did pull their way. Unfortunately, they strayed a bit too far from the beach, so I think they just got eaten alive by the teams who was also trying to cross. So we're just gonna drop on in, and Yoko Kari, or Yoko Yari rather, is just gonna be doing a bit of looting here in towards their respective POI. Oh, and the circle is gonna go a bit left. Reject Winity, this is your chance to seal this last game out. It is near their side, and if it does pull Seto Station, this is their game to win. Implications are going to be on their side, so it's going to be very interesting how that is going to end up. And especially, loot is going to be quite okay, honestly, considering they do, I mean, Seto Station loot, it is pretty spread out, but there is plenty of loot all over the place, so yeah, it's going to be pretty easy for the squad to be kitted up as soon as they do get the rest of the loot here. But it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to try and gain some of these Evo points. Maybe try to catch some of the teams rotating, possibly. I mean, Garanti is already on 150, so level 2 possibly available very, very soon for their side. So Riddle not in a bad spot as well going into this game, so they could play a bit of catch up here on Reject Winity. And let us see.
Let's explore over there.
All right. E36 also looking over checkpoint, also included in that dotted line circle. So going to be interesting to see how that is actually going to happen. So I think it's going to be a bit of a difficult rotation here for the side of the Satoshi Sparks because they have to run into Nebula, and knowing Nebula, they have been playing their fights really, really well here. It's just that they just keep getting third-party, but Riddle Order and Kenotrope already running into each other in the choke point. And Reject Quinity is here to watch. They're like, yeah, you guys keep on fighting, and we are going to wait for this bubble to go down, and we are just going to get some free poke, possibly get the purple as early as possible here. And as we do see, the fight is already going to start. Kenotrope going to attempt to hunt down Diaz and a Riddle Order in the same general area. Good shots here from One Tappy on that car. Oh, but does fall off, but he's not going to go for the full commit just yet. Does get the information thanks to that scan. Bubble has to be popped. And yup, there's going to enter it. Saku is going to go down. Riddle, not the best start, especially considering they did win, or they did almost gain so many points from that last game. They did get the win, but I don't think the KP was that aplenty from their side. But Kenotrope, yep, just gonna play the escape path here. Oh, just a correction, actually. Riddle Order did get a lot of points in that last game. So this is basically the opposite start from the dub that they just get. So dubs are already very scarce in this choke point. Kenotrope is already running into Soleil once again. So Kenotrope is actually running into a lot of teams rotating at this very moment. So I think they can just hold on to that choke point and try and see if they get to start farming any of the teams, especially coming in from the south side. There is still Crazy Raccoon. There is still HAO. There is still the Satoshi Sparks possibly coming in their way. Nebula Esports is also in the same general area. So it's going to be a bit dangerous for any of these teams to try and cross the path of Kenotrope. But Reject Quinity still in a pretty safe spot. Basically in the middle of Seto Station. Not too much of a problem. Karampi with a charge rifle. Gonna start poking on some of these fights. Does see the fences. So Northeption has already found themselves within the Seto Station area. X-Ties as well. So gonna be an interesting take so far. Northeption does have that Watson, but Reject making sure that they keep on their toes here, making sure that they do not overextend. X-Ties also in the same general area, so I think that's going to stave off any commits from any of the teams here, because hey, as soon as they commit, that's going to be an easy third party for the squad within these buildings. But Reject Quinity, it's like I said, opportunity of a lifetime for them, as they are already on match point, looking to seal off first place for themselves here. And a team that we expected to get first place, actually, Fnatic, starting to rotate on in towards checkpoint. And Enter Force 36 is in the same general area, so they're going to have to check with E36 before they can get into their respective spot. But Crazy Raccoon spots someone out in the open, and that is going to be Kenotrope, actually. HAO also in very close proximity, so they're going to have to fight, and they're going to have to fight quick before the third party does come. And here comes the shots. Arfa is going to go down. Bolt is absolutely shredding, so Kenotrope is going to lose one member, and not just one, they actually lose two, as it is only Mia K left alive for this squad. And Kenotrope was the one who was gatekeeping this choke point in between Seto Station and Jurassic. So pretty tragic for them so far that they already lost two members, which could have been the opportunity here for the side of Kenotrope to actually collect so much KP, knowing the amount of teams that can go through this way. But we're gonna go back to Fnatic here. Has been a bit of an unlucky streak here in the regional finals so far, but they're gonna try to break that streak, trying to see if they can take out Enter Force 36 in checkpoint in order for them to just own this entire POI. But P36 is a bit hesitant to go for the committal here. So they're just going to walk on out, possibly. They're not even going to bother Fnatic at all. Problem is, Meteor is also in towards the buildings right below checkpoint. So going to have to be careful where you step. So they might have to wait here for a bit. So Fnatic just going to scare them off. Not going to be too much of a problem for them to take point here in Czech. They do get the ring console as well, so they are going to know early where they can end up in this lobby. And there we go. Oh my god, Reject Winity. The 4-leaf clover is in the pocket of this squad. Reject with the opportunity of a lifetime, and the Apex gods have given them a circle that can give them the win. HAO starting to fly in towards this zone. Is there going to be any available spots here in Settle Station? To be fair, there is plenty of buildings that you can play at. But it is going to be a tough decision, and they're just going to take the backside house. I don't think anyone is occupying it at the moment. And Reignite popping the EMP, making sure it's going to be safe. And I think this is actually right below Reject. So Reject has to be a bit disciplined here. They can't be running hog wild like they did the other games to try and get these kills, because they are chasing that win. So we are going to see a bit of a more passive Reject this time, as Reignite is going to get to keep the bottom side. And they just have to make sure that no one's actually going to take the roof from them, because I think roof is going to be a really important spot once the circle is going to start to close. And Enter Force 36 still hanging around the checkpoint side. Fnatic has made their way out of checkpoint, possibly going around Cascade. So they're going to take the long way around, actually, in this zone. But Yoko Yari can actually ruin their plans here if they do run into each other in the right time. But yep, still the same old here for the side of Reject Winity. Lazy Raccoon, though, in the background, already losing a member, unfortunately. But I think it is only one member left. I think, yeah, it is only going to be that Seoul Bangalore for the team. Not much you can do. Going into the Spider Cave, there is plenty of heavy and some cells there within the Spider Cave. So I think it is going to be at least a looted up last player for the side of Crazy Raccoon. Meanwhile, we do take on the Soleil Gaming here, going around the mountain, not too much damage taken, so they do get the warehouse. Oh, but Riddle Order. Oh, Ratatouille. Is this the Ratatouille play from Riddle? No information from the side of Soleil. No one's moving. Rat. Oh, the rat, the double rat play. Oh my god, Remy. Remy is absolutely cooking in this warehouse. Riddle and Soleil right next to each other. Who is going to move on first? But I think Riddle knows that Soleil is in and around the corner, because they were running initially. But not one noise has been made here. Oh my god. Who's going to pull the trigger first between these two teams? But the problem is Diaz is also looking at it, and here comes the two rats finally fight each other in the sewers, and let us see double bubble trouble. Here comes the gas. Yukio instead. Riddle just gonna go around, take a bit of a U-turn in towards the backside of the enemies here, but they do not have a bubble to work with this time. Here comes the Arcstar. Yukio gonna have to stay back. Oh, another U-turn, the detour, everything. What is happening in the warehouse? Everyone is just timing each other with these rotate on rotate, and here comes Yukio. He gets absolutely beamed. 3-man push from the squad. Oh, Riddle Order is gonna go down, and not like this. Soleil Gaming get away with murder here with the Rattage. And they're gonna go for more. They're not done. They're not done just yet. They want to finish off the rest of this squad. Riddle already riddled with wounds here from that initial fight. Soleil Gaming pop that ultimate. I'm not sure whose ultimate is that. It's actually probably, yeah, the ultimate on the other side. So Riddle Order is going to get out in this process. So they are not going to involve themselves with the rest of this Soleil Gaming squad. So the rat action ends immediately. But do they get a spot in the zone? So Soleil is going to start to fly out as well with the Valkyrie. But can they find any available positions? I think there is like 1 or 2 buildings that are basically free, but gonna be a bit of trouble. And you can see the Sheila already from the skies, and Sang Jun with the first kill. And Soleil, this could be the wrong decision for your side because Reject is already occupying this certain spot. Good shots. Karanpi is gonna get piece, and they need to finish this one quick because there is gonna be a team that is gonna climb on this second floor in order to eliminate this team from match point. But Sangtun's gonna get right back up. They need to refence. They need to refence immediately, but here comes a rope going right back up. Reject is in danger. Their first place finish could be denied here because of a fly-in from the roof. Karampi's on 1 HP. Oh my god, he lives. He's gonna have to pop a med kit. They escaped danger. Yokoyari almost taking out the first place team, but a really good dodge from the side of Reject. Problem is, Reject is now out in the open, and as soon as any teams do discover that there is a team hanging on this roof, it's going to be a bit of trouble in towards their side. So they're going to have to figure out a way to get back into this. Maybe they can actually force Reignite maybe to try and fight the top side here, but I'm not so sure. But going to have to be some good bait action instead. Nope. Yokoyari is like, yep, we're just going to take out Reignite instead. Reignite in a blink of an eye. They just disappear off the face of the map. Wyatt Chang is gonna finish off Matsutash, but that's a mistake. Oh, he ropes at the wrong time. Yokoyari, 1 HP on Wyatt Chang. Gonna have to reinforce, but this is the opportunity for Reject to actually clear out the first floor. But no, they're gonna play it safe. They're just gonna loot whatever is left from the side of Soleil Gaming, who initially flew into this building. But Reject, if they realize that the zone is not on their side, this is going to be a nightmare for them. But Crazy Raccoon, we're going to go on to them. Oh, but 1 HP on this Bangalore just is barely breathing. Core swap. Nope, did get it in time. Havoc, big damage. That's going to be Nebula Esports eliminated just now with some good shots. Bangalore is still alive as well. Dogma going to be picked right back up. And SPI Esports and HAO having their own fight, having their own skirmish on towards the right side. Rolling Thunder is going to be popped by Sangriu. Dosugoi Impact. Can they survive this? They do have the ability to work with, and I think this is exactly why they're throwing so much nade, they're throwing so much ults, because they want to get this building. But the problem is that building is not even in the zone, so they're going to have to go deeper. Reignite, or whatever is left of Reignite, the only one left alive for the squad, Sangriu, is gonna go down to Sunmi. And is that actually gonna hit their chances going into the zone? And Sangriu is already down. They don't have the space available anymore. And here comes the Rolling Thunder. Opportunity for the side of SBI to finish off the rest of the squad. But instead, it is gonna be Dosugoi Impact. Last one left alive for the side of SBI. Can he survive? It's actually Mikey. Black Hole's gonna go down, plus the EMP. What a combo! And Dosugoi inted by 2 ults at the same time. And that is one more for good measure. And the impact, they can feel it. Dosugoi, not gonna be for too long very soon, but Mikey trying to get themselves a better placing here, but SBI is gonna go down. E36 now starting their own action as well. Dosugoi is gonna go down, so that is all of the squads possibly on the outside of the zone. But what is going to be the move here for Reject Winity? Yup, oh my god, that zone is so brutal. Xtai is actually with the best position at this very moment. Meteor, they do have the walls to play with. But Reject, what's going to be the timing? What is going to be the timing for this? I think they have to look for the generator, possibly. But no. Left side, they're gonna have to force this team out of their position. They're gonna have to take one of these, 2 of these good spots. They cannot fight X-Ties because there is also a team in the first floor, but they can actually fight Meteor off of their position, possibly Yokoyari, Crazy Raccoon, Diaz in the exact same building as well. Good shots, Karanpi. That's going to clear the top side. Synap is actually going to get Yukapero. And enter Force 36 out of the question. Good shots here from Volverek so far, surviving in this zone as the zone is starting to close in. Reject, what is going to be your decision? Meteor. Oh, the nade bounces back. They do not get the finish. And Nemu, with so much information, they know exactly where everyone is. Thanks to that triple. Is going to be eliminated in the process. So much damage from that Thermite Meteor, though. Half of their building is going to be eaten by the zone. What is happening? Yoko Yari instead going in for the push in towards Meteor, but here comes the EMP, and here comes the push, here comes the bubble, here comes the Gibby with the shotgun, absolutely shredding, but it's a 1-for-1 so far. Yoko Yari, can they get the finish? Yes, they can, and no casualties actually, but here comes the third party! Here comes the third party from Reject Quinity! No freaking way! They do got a good spot! Are they gonna make it to first place? They got a good spot, they got some walls to work with. Crazy Raccoon, X-Ties, wounded, Crazy Raccoon, it's them and Reject. Only one team separating them from taking first place at Game 4. A historic performance here for the side of Reject. An absolute heartbreaker for the rest of the teams who have been trying to vie for first, and all Reject has to do is to force a fight in between Crazy Raccoon and X-Ties here. And that's going to be good enough. Sangjoon doing a good job just holding on to the bridge side. But you don't want to overextend for this. You don't want to get 3-man swung. X-Ties, they're going to have to mind game them into possibly inting to get second place. But they're going to be a complete team now, so it's a 3v3. Who pulls the trigger first actually loses here. And I think the team that is closest to the zone at the moment is going to be Reject Quinity. No freaking way. They do have some rocks to work with. And here comes X-Ties. Opportunity to go for the third party here. Oh, Reject. They're so scared. Everyone is so scared to go first. And here comes the Rolling Thunder. Crazy Raccoon. Who's going to go forward? Obviously going to get Yudu. Oh, it's only one person left alive. But they do still have the ultimate here. Sangjoon, oh, they're so safe. They do have the generator, so the ultimate from the Gibby is not gonna matter at all. Reject Quinity, can you seal this? Here comes the nades. The Arc Stars gonna start to fly. This balloon, or this bubble is not gonna be safe. Reject Quinity. Here comes the Arc Stars, here comes the nades. Make it as unsafe as possible for the other squad to play. And that is gonna be 3 big cracks. Reject Quinity can go for the push here. Oh, Doppler's gonna go down. X-Ties is out. No freaking way. Reject Quinity at Game 4. They seal up first place. An absolute domination here in the APAC North, and Reject Quinity. Remember that name as they seal the entire region off from first.
Just wish he knew. just wish he knew.
And hello and welcome back to the ALGS APAC North Regional Finals. My name is Sneaky on the mic for game number 5, World's Edge. And if you guys are wondering, why do we have 19 squads in game 5? That's because Rejectquinity decided to win 3 games and the last one on match point. So, how the format works is Reject is already in first. So, no one else can get first already. And, yep, everyone is playing for that second place instead. So, Rejectquinity, congratulations to them. They have made it to the Split 1 playoffs, and they earned themselves 20,000 big ones. And they're going to enjoy that while watching the rest of the games here in the APAC North Regional Finals. Last 2 games of the day, of course, since we already got a winner. It is going to be World's Edge twice to end things off here in the Regional Final. And we're trying to figure out who actually is going to replace this team in Lava Siphon. Or not Lava Siphon. Who is going to replace Rejectquinity here? Oh yeah, it is actually Lava Siphon. So, apparently, Riddle was kind of begging for it. They're like, Riddle, please, boys, give us this spot. And I think they're probably going to be dropping in towards their side. So now, since Lava is already open in towards their side, that's going to be very interesting coming in from their side. And yeah, let's see. Is it going to change any results for the boys over on the Riddle Order side? We're going to find out. I wonder if any other team is actually going to try to go for Lava Siphon here since, you know, Reject's already out. They're not playing. So, going to be an interesting change for the teams. And there we go. 19 squads on the board. Game number 5, World's Edge, already underway. And man, I cannot believe you're already playing with 19 squads today. Actually, I did expect that we are going to go the maximum 6 games. But apparently, yeah, I mean, Obli just said, he said, nah, I'd win. And that's what he said. Nah, he did win. He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong, that is for sure. So here we go. World's Edge going into this
might be
game.
a good place to land.
Let's land here.
So far, so far so good for some of the teams. There actually some really good results here from the side of Riddle. They already got a win in towards their side. One of the few other teams other than Reject to collect a win for today's regional final. But where is Riddle going to end up? Oh, they're going to take the spot. They are going to take the spot of Reject here. To be fair, this spot has good luck. Because apparently, if you do land here, you get 2 dubs in World's Edge. Problem is, someone else is already possibly landing. Nah. Riddle, they asked nicely. I forgot what they say. They said, what was that? Riddle order itikamasu? Yeah, that is the extent of my Japanese. That is for sure. So, yeah, ask nicely and you shall receive. And there we go. Going to be plenty of loot in towards their side. I wonder if this is actually going to change the course of the rest of the leaderboards here for Riddle Order specifically. Probably, man. I mean, they're going to get so much more loot. They have a better spot, more central in towards the zone. So, going to be interesting to see how that's going to end up for Yukio and the boys here over at Riddle Order. As we could take a look at the current circle at the moment. And I told you something about Lava Siphon has luck with it. Because Riddle Order already right next to the zone. Plus, they have the console to confirm it as well. So, they do not have to stray too far from their spot. So it's going to be an interesting fight for second place here. There's still a whole lot of teams vying for it. Northeption, Kinotrope, Riddle Order at the top of the scoreboard at the moment. X-Ties as well, getting 3rd in that last Stormpoint game. So it's going to be no holds barred. Apex Legends all over World's Edge here, as we do see some rotations coming in from HAO. Some of the teams are already finding their way all the way down south. And the tree already occupied by the side of Kinotrope Gaming. Pulverex starting to move in as well, trying to occupy some of the buildings here in the tree. And I think Pulverex, knowing them, since they do have that Watson, they're just going to fence on up and wait for the inevitable. But still, a lot of teams here in towards the north side. Nebula still outside. Dosukoi, Meteor as well, looking over the horizon. But it's just going to be good old rotations here for the side of World's Edge. And possible fights, maybe, from the side of HAO and Pulverex, since they are pretty close proximity to each other. And considering the buildings that Pulverex is actually occupying at the moment, definitely a building that you want to fight for tooth and nail here. So there could be a fight. But Riddle Order is also in the same general area, already done with looting Lava Siphon. Found themselves in one of the buildings here, and it's going to be a window shoot off here between Pulverex and Riddle Order, who has the better Hemlock. But Hammer Drill, is he going to amp it though? He only has 4 cells, so I don't think amping it is a great idea. Do want to keep those meds up as much as possible. Crazy Raccoon has also found themselves in the same general area here. Fennel starting to rotate in towards the tree side. Kinotrope opting in to stay more in towards Thermal here. So they're not going to move anytime soon. So I think they're going to occupy kind of the backside, where there is somewhat of a height that you can see the entirety of tree from. And possibly could farm those Evos up pretty easily. But Riddle Order, trying to gain some angles here in towards Pulverex, but don't want to go too far forward. There is a Evo Harvester outside, but I probably, knowing them, already popped it, so it's just going to be a poke off between these two teams. You can see someone flying in the background, actually, and that is going to be Fennel. They do get their own building here, so it's going to be A-OK for that team to just chill on out for now. Possible fights incoming here. Ooh, Nebula Esports could be running into the X-Tie squad here in the choke point right on top of Harvester. So that could be a fight ready and waiting to go. Enter Force 36 could run into Meteor as well. And here comes Reignite, though, running into their own troubles as well. Oh, the Stank. The Stank has been laid down. Sudatakin is forced to stay in the corner, but there is going to be a nade. That's going to kill him. That's actually Riddle Order. Reignite. Denied entry. Riddle Order said he cannot pass whatsoever. You are too far forward, my friends, and that is going to be our building. But Nebula Esports also having their own trouble. Ball is going to be popped from Maggie, but not going to be too much of an overcommit. Nebula Esports, there still is plenty of time here in the zone. Enter Force 36 is going to be the team that is right in front of them, but there's also Fnatic and X-Ties currently occupying Harvester. So could be a decision to make here for the side of Nebula Esports. A possible third party could be incoming. And let us see. Yeah, just going to be them hanging around for now. Looking for a certain timing. Maybe when Fnatic does run into X-Ties potentially. But speaking of choke points, Meteor and Enter Force 36 could actually run into each other in the elbow. But no, E36 going in towards the farther side. Yeah, Fnatic doing their classic Fnatic strat. You know, whoever is in the same general area, you cannot exist. And X-Ties, they learn the hard way, as they are the first, actually the second squad down here. And Fnatic, they just clear out Harvester super easily here. Meteor. Yeah, they're pretty much chilling. Yeah, taking a look at the map, Yoko Yari still pretty much in Overlook, getting cooked by the zone at the moment. And SBI Esports also near Fragment. So what is going to be the verdict here for the side of Yoko Yari? Are they going to in their pocket? So they're going to be fine for now. Diaz now starting their own struggles within these choke points right on top of a Lava Siphon in the entrance. Nebula Esports starting to just stay here, but gonna be a bit of a rough position to be in, especially if you do get taken down. Instead, it is gonna be Rohai takes the head off of Fop here, and the Rolling Thunder is gonna be popped immediately, but Fop is gonna be right back up. But can they avoid the missiles already on the ground? Arcstar actually went on towards the other way, so I think they're trying to stave off two teams at the same time here. So already a rough spot for them. So Diaz gonna go right back up. Are they gonna opt in for a fight against SBI? That is okay. Okay, and maybe that's one way to maybe counter the flank or a possible sandwich situation incoming. Just become the bread yourself. Yep, taking a look over at the north of Harvester here. SBI Esports still could run into Diaz very, very soon. And here comes the first shots. Manzi with the 2x on that Havoc has been the weapon of choice for most of the winning teams here. But instead, nope, it's going to be peace and love for now for SBI. But actually, two of them are already inside of the choke point on towards the side of Lava Siphon, and their one member is actually separated from the troop. Oh no. So Army's here, Mikey's here. So I think it is Sakryu who is on his own in that choke point. So Diaz is going to try to look for this one player at least to get KP, but no, they're already getting staved off by the team in Harvester. That is Fnatic. Going to be forced to move into these buildings. SBI Esports are only a duo at the moment. And the Sakryu is dealing with an entire squad on his own. Oh my god, this poor Bangalore man. Separated from his bros. Oh, but here comes Swing. Maker, good shots. Oh, stabs him with the staff. Mikey's going to go down. SBI, a big mistake from them. And now they only have two members left alive. One is outside of the zone. One is inside. Sakryu just trying to cross, man. Leave him alone. Yoko Yari still looking for this last member of SBI. But where is Waya Chang looking? I think they're going to try to scan for this last player. But instead, yep, they're just going to opt into balloon on out. Oh, but they do find him. They're going to land on him. 1000% they're going to land on him. But no. They opt in to land in towards Harvester instead. So Fnatic and SBI is actually still in the same area. And I think Fnatic is already starting to work on getting that kill on Army. And Army does go down. So Satuki with some shots on the Havoc. But the low HP Yoko Yari. Oh no. Whoa. Catalan. Yeah, he's joking. He's not dead. He's fine. Crisis averted. I thought he messed up by not medkitting in time, but nah, Yoko Yari, they're going to be fine. They're going to be a three-man squad going into this zone. But speaking of a three-man squad, Crazy Raccoon setting on up at the